At my father's funeral, while I was barely holding back my tears, my own sister leaned in and whispered, "Stop crying." It wasn't a request. It was an order. The entire church was silent. Closed casket, white flowers, and something inside me, breaking. What no one there knew is that this would be the last moment I stayed quiet. Because minutes later, I would read my father's will, and the silence that followed was louder than any scream. My father was always hard to read, reserved, few words. Love shone more through actions than hugs. I grew up trying to understand where I fit in that family, because there was a difference. There always was. My sister was his perfect extension, the strong child, the right one, the one who never failed. Me, I was the sensitive one, the one who cried too easily, the one who asked too many questions. So I learned to take up less space, to speak less, to feel in silence. Even so, I loved my father with everything I had, but there were unspoken things, avoided looks, preferences never admitted, and deep down, I knew it would all come at a cost. As the years passed, the distance only grew. My sister made decisions, voiced opinions, took control. She spoke. Everyone listened. I questioned things, and became too much. When my father got sick, it became impossible to ignore. She organized everything: appointments, visits, conversations. And me, I found out later. Sometimes not at all. That's when the question hit me. Was I really part of that family, or just filling empty space? If even a father's love can be uneven, what's left for the one always pushed aside? B-roll, ticking clock, abstract hospital hallway, empty chair. Music, light tension, long notes. The day of the funeral came too fast, as if time had decided to run, just to knock me down. The church was full. People I barely knew. Pretty words. Quick hugs. I stared at the casket, trying to accept that everything ended there. And then I cried. Not loudly, not dramatically, just human. That's when I felt her beside me. My sister leaned in, serious, and said, "Stop crying." In that moment, something shifted. It wasn't just pain. It was humiliation. What does someone lose? To tell another person to stop feeling at their own father's funeral? I could have swallowed it, like I always did. But in that moment, I stood up. I walked to the front of the church, legs shaking, heart racing. I picked up the envelope my father had left behind. The will. No one expected it, not even her. I began to read. Every word felt heavy. My father spoke about choices, about silence, about regret. And then came the part no one saw coming. He admitted, for the first time, that he had been unfair, that he confused strength with coldness, and sensitivity with weakness, and that everything he left behind was not for the one who controlled more, but for the one who felt more. The entire church went silent. No whispers, no movement, just silence. My sister didn't say a word. Her face, empty. People avoided eye contact. Some cried. Others looked relieved. It was never about money. It never was. It was about recognition. For the first time, my pain was heard, and hers, finally confronted. A distant father, a dominant daughter, an invisible son. Years of silence, a funeral, one cruel sentence, and a will that said everything life never allowed. Sometimes truth doesn't scream. It waits. After that day, nothing went back to how it was. And it didn't need to. There were no fights, no revenge, just distance and understanding. I realized some people only know how to love the way they were taught, even when it hurts. And feeling was never weakness. It was humanity. If there's one thing I learned, it's that we shouldn't apologize for feeling, or allow anyone to silence our pain. Sometimes recognition comes late, but it comes. If this story touched you, maybe it wasn't by accident. Like, subscribe, save this, and remember, your emotions matter.